day, George
How you know he
Soros
isn't
came
controlled
out-
opposition?
The next day, George Soros came out and said that he was a danger to democracy. So they invited him there. And then when he spoke out against
George Soros has
we were
always said
upset.
that. I'm sorry to break it to you, but he's always said that.
He said that. He said that right after he gave his speech the day before.
No, he's said that before too. It's not just then. Appreciate the manifesting. Thank you so much.
No.
You know, we say he's a threat to democracy because he tried to coup the government.
Wait.
Thank you for the raid, Dean. Thank you.
So
I
what do
appreciate
you
it.
call it?
Is Dean
when-
joining in, everyone?
What do you
Yeah,
call
Jalen,
it
thank you for
when
$5.
a group of
Thank you so much for the
FBI
evil
agents-
DNC. Thank you.
What do you call it when a group of FBI agents collude with a presidential candidate named Hillary Clinton to make up a fake dossier and keep getting warrants?
Hey,
called
Jimmy,
the
I'm
Russian
sorry to
collusion?
break it. I'm sorry to break it to you. It is the case. Harris is the nominee. What's
Yeah. So
the corrupt basis of Harris?
Well, you just brought up the fact that you said Trump tried to do a coup, but wouldn't you call framing a sitting
you completely
president
ignored.
a coup? They tried
Framing
to
a
do
sitting
coup.
president. So
Yeah.
how was Donald Trump framed?
How was he framed? By the FBI with the Russian collusion.
So that wasn't framing. It's just investigation. Think of the box.
No, that's a frame
You
job.
understand there are investigations into Joe Biden as well. For you to act like this is only one side of the aisle is ridiculous.
Do you know how a
Purdy,
frame
thank you
job
so much
works?
for the $42 on Cash App. Give me some W's for Purdy in the comment section right now for the $42. Thank you so much, Purdy.
So if I'm an officer and I keep lying on documents to get
love the
search
glasses.
warrants
Thank you so
against
much.
you, that
What's
means
that?
I'm trying to frame you.
Wait, say that one more time.
FBI agents kept lying on documents to keep getting search warrants to keep investigating Trump. That's called a frame job.
Wait, which
is
ones?
called a
Wait,
coup.
who lied? And who lied?
The 12 FBI agents that were working for Robert Mueller. In fact,
Tell me which one specifically lied and what was the lie?
I think one of their names was McKay, but it was two FBI agents that were texting between each other about how they had an insurance policy to make sure that he wouldn't be the president. So you had these two FBI agents caught.
And what did they do? What did those two FBI agents do?
They falsified FISA warrants. Or did you not catch that? They falsified.
No, can you give me a
FISA
source?
Dude, this is common knowledge. What are you talking about?
Yeah, common knowledge
It
to
was-
like
it was
4chaners,
out- it was out mainstream
or is it common knowledge
Are you
amongst
not capable
incels?
of looking it up yourself?
Wait, so you made a claim. I'm just asking for a source. Do you not have a source? Do you feel
Yeah,
insecure
I have a
in not having a
I
source?
could go to Google. I could go to Google. I could find.
Okay, well then go for it. I'll give you time to go find it.
No, don't waste my time, buddy.
What do you mean, don't waste?
I'm
Don't
not
waste
here
my
to
time.
teach you. All
Oh,
right?
if you're not here to teach me about something that you're claiming is factual, well, that means you don't have a sufficient basis for that to be true.
don't mute
If you don't
my
have a
mic.
sufficient, I will mute your mic as much as I want.
Yeah, 'cause you're a
Thank you
Nazi.
so much. Do you want a Kleenex? A Nazi? You're fucking insane. You're voting for a guy who's trying to undermine the freedom of
You are part
speech.
of the new age.
You understand that Trump wants to put people in prison for a year for burning the American flag? So if you're going to talk about restricting freedom of speech, that's literally Donald Trump. Under your own view, he's a Nazi.
Aren't Gen
Genius.
6ers in prison right now?
There are some. 'Cause
Yeah,
they
so
pled
shut your
guilty.
mouth.
And Donald Trump said he wants to pardon the people that pled guilty to violently assaulting police officers. So he backs the blue, but then literally wants to pardon people who were convicted and pled guilty to violently assaulting police officers. That's hilarious. Laughable.
So mute my mic.
Nika, thank you for the $5. Thank you.
You're a Nazi, bro. You celebrate
Can
the
you
New Age
define
Nazi
Nazi?
Party, which is the Democrat Party.
Can you define
believe in
Nazi?
censorship. Hey,
Hey,
can I
can you
ask you a
define
question?
Nazi?
How do you feel about Hunter
Can you
Biden's laptop? Was that
So if you want to say you uphold censorship, but then you don't acknowledge Trump wanting to put people in prison for a year for burning the American flag, I think that's a bit hypocritical. Okay, so can you please acknowledge that and then also define Nazi? Go ahead, define Nazi.
burning the American flag is an act of treason, especially if you take it down? And then
Also, it's also an act of treason. It's also an act of treason to coup the government.
Yes, exactly. Like what they did to Trump, where they
You're trolling, dude.
falsified-
You're actually
where they tried to frame
where
it.
Trump
You're
tried
right,
to send in
you're right.
fake electors. Wait, name me one court case that indicated sufficient evidence to overturn the election. Name me one.
No.
There's plenty of circumstantial evidence, like the censorship of the Hunter Biden laptop. That's Nazi behavior. Okay, right there.
No,
that
can you
helps sway the
define
election.
Nazi for me? Define Nazi.
I would define a Nazi as anybody who censors things like Russian, like a laptop.
So censoring freedom of
that's-
speech is Nazi?
Yes. I mean,
So
that's a Nazi.
Donald Trump trying to put people in prison for a year for burning the American flag, he's a Nazi.
That's not freedom of speech. That's
so
an
why are
act.
you voting for a Nazi, Jimmy?
Is burning a flag?
Jimmy, can you give me an example? Can you give me an example of Democrats advocating against freedom of speech, in terms of government?
Yeah. So the White House reached out to Mike Zuckerberg and asked him to censor doctors. Asked him to censor
the dollar.
political
That has nothing to do. That has nothing to do. No,
that's Nazi behavior.
No,
when the government reaches out and says, "Hey, censor these people because you don't like the way they're speaking."
No. If they recommend them,
you know how many lives were lost because they said.
Just listen. You understand? Recommending them to do that is not the same thing as forcing them to do it and putting them in prison if they don't. Do you understand the difference between those two things?
Yeah, I understand that there's Jan 6ers sitting in prison right now because they
raided the Capitol and tried to coup the country. Don't even talk to me about that. You have no clue what you're talking about.
You're upset about burning people going to jail for burning a flag.
Jimmy, I just want to clarify.
That's not freedom of speech. Raiding the Capitol, right, and literally assaulting police officers is not freedom of speech. Right, it is freedom of speech to burn a flag. Yes,
burning down Minnesota is okay.
According to the Supreme Court, it's freedom of speech. But go for it, Dean.
Yeah, I just want to see if you hold a consistent standard here, little Jimmy. Also, first of all, Donald Trump applauded Tim Walz's handling of the riots in Minnesota. Second of all, so you seem to be saying, like, when we have government over control, reach, trying to control the voice and the vote of American citizens, that is Nazi-like behavior. So when Donald Trump tried to ignore the voice and the vote of every American that voted in 2020 by attempting to install himself for a second presidential term, even though he lost the election, was that Nazi behavior?
Penny, thank you for the $5 on PayPal.
It wasn't because he was actually listening.
Thank you for the dollar. Corey, thank you for the $5 for muting the conspiracy theorist. And Vanessa, thank you for the dollar. Sorry, say that again, Jimmy. Sorry, what were you saying, Jimmy?
I was saying to me, he was actually protecting my vote too, because he was making sure that the election was legitimately fair.
Max, appreciate the Galaxy. Thank you so much.
At that time,
you have no evidence. It was fake.
I would have said,
Wait, well, Jimmy, he literally tried to rig the election, though. How could you say you wanted to keep it fair when he said,
Biden come out and say, yeah, those are my numbers, run it back?
How could you say that he was trying to keep the election fair when he literally sent fake Trump votes to Congress from states that he lost to steal the vote from Biden? How is that fairness?
No, he didn't.
He did. You could look up Trump's fake electorate plot. You could read the January 6th indictment.
Yeah.
You could read his appeal to this. You could read his appeal to the Supreme Court. Trump has admitted these things, little bro.
Yeah, it sounds like you're reading some propaganda, bro.
Oh, here's propaganda straight from Trump's lawyer.
The immune acts and the indictment are stripped away, that Jack Smith doesn't have a case, that this case should be dismissed on that basis. I don't think there's sufficient private conduct here to support the indictment, to support the ongoing prosecution. And that's what we're going to be litigating in front of the district court now.
Even just the false slates of electors, you don't think that would constitute enough for a trial?
Well, we would say alternate slates of electors, and as we argued before the Supreme Court, alternate slates of electors.
That just sounds like people sharing their opinions. The guy said at one point, I think.
That's Will Scharf. That is Donald Trump's lawyer.
Alternate slates.
Yeah, and then he was going on to talk about how they were arguing this to the Supreme Court.
There was actually a lot of states that wanted to decertify the election, and the reason why we didn't get to decertify the election was because at the time there was a riot at the Capitol because nobody wanted the 10,000 National Guards there. That was part of the plot too to rig that, to upset that process, because we had one Senate member stand up and say, I do not support this election. And right there, it would have been thrown back to the House to have a vote. And we had 160 members to vote on it. In order to stop that voting process, they needed the Capitol riot to happen. That's why Nancy Pelosi said, no, we don't need your National Guards here.
I don't know, dude.
You know, I mean, if you can't put this stuff together, I mean, George Soros has been in Eastern Ukraine.
You're literally. What's funny right now is Little Jimmy's actually describing the Pence card, which was the fringe legal theory developed by Trump's personal attorneys, including John Eastman. And this was Trump's plan to steal the election. Trump planned for Mike Pence to appeal to ignorance, saying he didn't know which votes were real,
no,
which votes
that's
were
not
fake.
ignorance.
So it could be kicked back to the House, and it could be won because the Republicans dominated the House at the time. You were literally describing Trump's attempted coup against the government.
No,
you are describing Trump's attempted coup.
After
we literally got saved by Mike Pence.
After the election.
Imagine.
Like you just said, we just got saved by Mike Pence. Why? Because we could have done it. That's why you said we got saved by Mike Pence. Why? Because we could have done it.
No, because you were cooing. You
No,
could have done the
we were
coup.
using our
Sequester, thank you for the
power.
$10. Thank you so much. No,
had
that's called
states
trying to coup
decertify
the
their
government.
election.
That's called you lost the election and you tried to coup the government, and you're justifying it and saying, "Oh yeah, we could have done it."
So you understand that during when Hillary
Laura,
Clinton
thank you for the
lost, they
$5.
tried
Thank
to
you so
change the
much.
electoral too, right?
Wait. They said you're shouting so much they can hear you from the UK.
Good.
Okay. So good.
But
All right.
you understand that the whole electoral process was actually
Appreciate
challenged in
that.
2016 by the Democrats too.
Yeah, so not like this,
Like,
right?
you
They
you
didn't try to.
understand.
They didn't have a plan to literally coup the government.
They didn't have enough. They didn't have enough.
Yeah,
people
hey,
to vote
little
like
Jimmy.
we
So
did.
this isn't the. So yeah, we see right individuals like challenge or question the outcomes of elections quite frequently. We saw it in 2016. We saw it with Al Gore and Bush. We see it all the time. But guess what they did is they took the proper legal channels. As soon as it had worked its way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled that no, there wasn't voter fraud. This is
thank
the
you so much for
president.
the
What did they do? They conceded the results. What did Trump do? No, he didn't even start at the proper legal channels. What happened on the Oval Office with the DOJ and Bill Barr, little Jimmy? Do we remember how Trump pressured
I
the
remember Bill Barr
DOJ
saying
into
that there wasn't
falsely
enough time to
announcing
look at
widespread voter fraud, with Bill Barr, the head of the DOJ, wanting to go along with his plan before half of the DOJ had threatened to quit if he did, so he resigned? Do we remember how Trump
Amelia,
took
thank you for the $2.
that
Alan, thank
recourse
you for the $15.
instead of
Thank you, Alan.
legitimate investigation? Do we remember those things, or do we want to forget about them?
Ellen, thank you so much.
Mike Zuckerberg.
Like what a pivot. Look at this guy pivoting.
So
Hey,
what's
does your
up-
neck hurt
no,
from that one?
seriously,
Because,
what's up with
dude,
your boy
I'm not
Mark
trolling.
Zuckerberg?
I've got neck pain right now just from that. Like,
I
I'm not
mean,
trolling.
it-
Appreciate the corgi, thank you.
Like
it made my neck pain worse. I already had it, but it's worse
say,
now.
Hey, I'm with a party of Nazis that want to censor people.
Do we
Back as far
remember?
as I can
Russian
go.
collusion.
Do we
total
remember?
frame job.
Do we
I had
remember
to
how
stay
Donald
for 4
Trump
years
went to
while
his
you guys
chief of
tried to
staff
steal
and his
my
chief
vote?
strategist in October and specifically told him his plan to call the election on the night of to scream stop the count because he knew that mail-in ballots would be democratically favored and they would be counted days after the night of the election? Do we remember that happened? Have you heard the leaked audio clips of Steve Bannon explaining Trump's plan before the election ever occurred? Would that plan end up acting in fruition with Trump's actions on election night? Do you
Yo,
remember?
Yvonne, thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Yvonne. Can we get some W's for Yvonne in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Yvonne, for the $50 on Venmo. Let's get some W's for Yvonne. Thank you so much. I am looking at that right now. Give me 1 second.
See, a lot of this stuff that you guys are saying isn't even proven.
It is.
All right, you guys.
What
it's
isn't
people's
proven?
Opinions. It's people's opinions. It's
Wait,
people's
sir, what isn't proven?
Honestly, if a lot of this stuff that you say Trump did, like he
You know the
sent
fucked up
fake
part? I have the
electorals,
clip.
he would already be in prison, bro.
Dean, I don't know how I get guests like this. I really don't understand it, dude.
I
Makes no
know.
sense.
Yeah, you know the funny
Celeste,
thing is,
thank you for the $25 on Cash App. Thank you so much, Celeste. I appreciate
Jimmy.
it, Celeste. Thank you so much. Let's get some W's for Celeste.
Little Jimmy, the funny thing here, though, is that I have all the evidence. I
Sure.
could play you the clip of Steve Bannon, Trump's former chief strategist, talking about Trump's plan to steal the election right now. Do you want to hear it?
Wait, so you're saying Steve Bannon is saying this?
Steve
Is
Bannon.
he talking with Trump?
He was talking to friends, and this was recorded. And
Oh,
leaked
he was
before.
talking to friends, and this
the
was
fun- what the fun part
So you know
is-
what? That sounds
Hey,
like
hey, little Jimmy, the fun part is this got leaked before the election happened. The fun part is that this audio clip of Steve Bannon saying these things, detailing exactly what Trump would do, literally came out before November 1st.
But you know what the real fun part is? It's not a smoking gun because it's hearsay.
That is a smoking gun.
Somebody else's
If he said it
mouth.
before the election, he's literally detailing
Okay.
a plot to do this, and then he followed through with it.
So say I go over to a group of people, and I say, hey, you know what Parker's planning to do? And I tell everybody that Parker's planning to do this thing, right? They're only listening to what I said. Parker never told those people that he was planning on doing that.
Can I play this clip?
They're only
Go for
playing.
it.
They're only.
Do you want me to put it on like a
My
faster?
hearsay.
It's like a minute long. I don't know if you want me to play the whole
Eric,
thing.
thank you for the $10. Thank you so much on Venmo.
Dean, I
Two times
believe you that
speed.
you have the video.
2 times.
But
Thank you
what
so much,
I'm
Eric.
saying Is it's hearsay
Listen,
evidence
everyone.
because
Hey,
it does not
Jimmy.
come from Trump's.
Oh my God, oh dude.
Yeah, okay, I'm just going to play. Feel free to just cut it off whenever, if, like, you know,
You're
it's
good.
bored.
And what Trump's going to do is just declare victory, right? He's going to declare victory. But that doesn't mean he's a winner. He's just going to say he's a winner. All right, here we go. The Democrats, more of our people vote early that count. Theirs voted mega. And so they're going to have a natural disadvantage, and Trump's going to take advantage of that. That's a strategy. He's going to turn himself a winner. So when you wake up Wednesday morning, it's going to be a firestorm. We're going to have Antifa crazy, the media crazy, the courts are crazy, and Trump's going to be sitting there mocking, tweeting shit out, you lose.
Chase, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
And he'll be all over. He'll be going, where's Hunter? Is Hunter on a crack pipe? I mean, no, he'll be, because then it doesn't matter. Remember,
F1.
Dean, you gotta-
F1.
you gotta-
F1. Kick
you
me,
gotta-
I'll be up. F1.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Eric, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Eric, thank you. Jeez. Dean, just hop up on a different account real quick.
All right, Parker, I'm out of here, man. Thanks for the conversation. Sorry if I was yelling.
Okay. Thank you. All right, let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024, y'all. We're just looking for some debates. What does F1? It means he violated community guidelines. So he has to. You can't say that. You get age restricted on live if you do that. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
What's up, sexy Parker? I love you, baby. Those glasses look fine. Oh boy,
Appreciate it. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. We are just looking for some debates.
Also, Megan, I appreciate you for the $5 on Venmo earlier. Thank you so much. Let's get some W's in the chat for Megan.
Yvonne sent me a clip of Trump apparently admitting to losing the election.
Oh, I know what she's talking about. I think I meant to send it to you. I've saved it on Twitter. I'll find it right now.
Yeah, because I wasn't able to watch the clip. But, yo, what's up? How old are you? What the fuck? All right, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. Yo, Coral, thank you so much for the $1 for the W yellow glasses. Yeah, my girlfriend gave me these. These are like blue light glasses. I'm not going to be wearing them every day, but I wanted to try them out today. Thank you for the hand heart. See if people treat me differently. So far, not really.
And if you want to support either myself or Parker, y'all, me and Parker both have our Venmos, PayPals, Cash Apps in the bio, guys. We get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oh, shit.
Fetus.
That is a baby.
A literal baby.
A literal baby.
All right, let's get this next individual up here. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello?
Are you voting Trump?
Yeah.
Why so?
Man, look, I'm not a crazy Trumpster. I don't really give a shit
How old
about
are
anything. 29.
Okay, for sure. So,
But here's the thing. Everything I hear that Kamala's saying, all I can think about is, okay, you're talking about you're going to fix the border crisis. Okay, you're talking about
Kamala,
you're going
by
to
the
do
way.
this, that, and the third. Huh?
Kamala, by the way. And also, she relies on, like, Congress. She can't do everything herself right now.
That's fine, but if these are things that you're saying you're going to do, why aren't you currently just working towards doing it anyways? You're literally
are.
the party that is in office.
They are, but they require the legislative branch to get things passed.
Okay, so if they can't do it now, who's going to say that they do it when they're elected? It's all just
If we have a different set of legislative branch, so like they will be able to sign it into law if necessary. And again, they can if they get like elected, right? Their policy proposals are brought up in Congress, right? Because you understand that it shows broad support amongst the nation for these policies.
And then what do you say about everything that they've done with our economy, where when Trump was in office, the economy was amazing?
So was it amazing when there was 8.8% unemployment at the end of his administration? Like during COVID? Like when he handed
We
it
still
to...
didn't see all the inflation in day-to-day products like milk.
Wait. So again, that's why I'm saying it's not just because it happens in the administration. It was caused by them. I also met my girlfriend, right, under the Biden-Harris administration. Does that mean it was caused by the Harris administration? Should I vote for the Harris administration because I met my girlfriend? No, that has no relation. Just because it happened under the administration does not mean it was caused by them.
Sure. Fair enough.
So, like, what policy do you like that Donald Trump influenced to get passed that he benefit the middle class more than he benefit rich people?
Well, I'm kind of biased on that because I am also a business owner and I like policies that he passed because it was all in favor of things that I try to do with taxes and loopholes and stuff like that. So
Appreciate. Thank you so much. So you want taxes that benefit rich people and not very much the middle class?
So here's the thing. I hate when people say that too, with taxes that benefit rich people. Dude, the more money you make in this country, the more they tax you. Do you understand? If you make under 50,000, you're getting taxed 12%. The more you make,
it depends where you are. But like the point that I would make is that, yeah, absolutely. If you make more income, you're going to pay more taxes. That's just how it works. If you're going to sit there and you're going to complain about that, right? I don't know what to tell you. You're not losing healthcare. You're not losing childcare. You're not losing kids having basic amenities. You're not losing food on the table. But someone in the middle class would. Someone who's in the lowest class of society, they would. But again, it would not from you. Appreciate the DJ class. Thank you so much. So it's a real nice thing for you to say, oh, I wish I had a little bit more percentage of this very vast amount of money, when it is the case that people don't have basic amenities in their life.
Wendy, thank you for the $5 on Venmo saying for Parker's glasses. You want me to buy?
Those glasses are nice, by the way. But
Wendy wants me to buy your glasses.
That's like the people saying like
For
happy,
Dean's birthday.
like yeah, for Dean's birthday.
Bro, I'm so mad about that.
that's what I was saying, though. So he was telling me because I worked harder, I got a better job, I make more money.
Yes, you pay more money. Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, Kurt, I could give you two arguments here, buddy. Let's start off with a moral argument. So
Wendy,
yeah,
thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
if you're like considering spending like I don't know like $40,000-$50,000 on a new Jeep or like $3,000 on a new graphics card, I don't see there any compelling reason to say that you shouldn't be chipping in more than like
John, thank you for the $10.
like,
Thank you so much.
like begging for money on the
Going
street,
into
barely.
the intricacies and
I
watching
can't do it with the interruptions.
Go
What?
ahead.
Yeah, like I don't see any good reason for us to say that you, right, shouldn't be paying more in taxes, or you should be willing to chip more into taxes than like the homeless family of 5 below the poverty belt that's begging for money on the streets, barely making enough to survive. Like, okay, of course you should be paying more, but then we also have like a prudential argument, right? Because when you pay more in taxes, the country as a whole is better off. Like the way I like to put this is, would you rather be a king in a castle of gold or a king on a pile of dirt? You could probably pack your bags and move to Romania right now and be in the top 1%, but you'd rather be higher middle class here at home in the U.S. because the country as a whole is better, right? And we make the country as a whole better by providing for the low and the middle class with these social safety nets, as they make everyone better off in the end. So, like considering the moral and the prudential argument there, why would you say that you shouldn't be paying more in taxes?
Because it goes down to that. You guys are going into the weeds of things and morals and stuff like that. It goes down to the simple basis of three things. One, why am I paying for other people's poor decisions in life? And excluding the fact that some people,
You're assuming it's poor decisions.
I am, but that's what I'm saying. Excluding the fact
It's not.
that some people do have the crap handed to them, and yes, they go through things, but majority of it is a mindset that makes you make decisions financially that puts you in poor decisions. I'm sorry, it really is. It is a mindset. I can give someone $1 million tomorrow. I can pay taxes, $1 million in taxes, and actually not even, just give it to somebody with a mindset of a poor person, and they will blow through that money, not know how to build on that money, and still be
The mindset of a poor person. I don't know. What's the mindset of a poor person? Can you tell me that?
They
What
don't
is
know
that?
how to actually be successful because all they do is spend.
They don't know how to be financially successful. So okay. You're saying it's a fault of them. It's not a fault of the society that we exist in? By any means?
I'm not saying that. I'm sure.
So then what are you saying?
It is all a mindset thing, and why do I?
It is not just a mindset thing. That's such a ridiculous statement to say that it's just a mindset thing.
So because I make marginally more than you, I have to pay a higher percentage.
Yeah. That's how it works.
I'm paying more money if it's 12% across the board. Everybody, of course, I'd still be paying more in taxes because it's 12% of 500,000 rather than 12% of 50,000. But it's not like that.
Maybe there's another way to put it. If we have so let's compare a progressive tax system where you pay more and people at the bottom pay less, in comparison to a flat tax system where you all pay the same. So under a flat tax system, the low and the middle class are going to be disproportionately affected because they will be paying more of their income, proportionally speaking, for the bare necessities to live, and they will be saving less. Under a progressive taxation system, the high class will be disproportionately negatively affected because they will have to pay a larger proportion of their income. So seemingly, under either taxation system, either the low and the middle class or the high class will be disproportionately negatively affected. So as this is a catch-22 where someone gets the brunt end of the deal, who would you rather get the brunt end of the deal? The people living in the multi-million-dollar mansions with the big yachts that they like to take on a trip to Italy every year, or the low and the middle class working 45-hour work weeks for $12 an hour, barely making enough to live and survive? Isn't the answer to that question pretty easy?
I mean, it's just depending on what your morals are and what you believe in. But
what are your morals? Who would you rather be disproportionately affected? Remember, it's a catch-22. Someone is going to be disproportionately affected.
Sure, and I see.
Would you rather it be rich people or poor people?
Obviously, the obvious answer is the people with more money. But
so you agree with a progressive tax system where you pay more?
I don't agree with taxes, period. I'm trying to figure out how to pay zero.
Okay, so you want to get rid of Social Security, get rid of Medicare, get rid of Medicaid, get rid of income security, right? Get rid of any help with access to health care in terms of the ACA.
Social Security was never set up to be a retirement plan anyways, and
So you want to get rid of it?
It's going to be gone by the time we're old anyways, man.
I don't think so.
We're already kicking into reserves.
You understand there are ways that we can pay for this long term and ways that we can shift the funding into being more efficiently funded, right? We just require effective policy. This is why economists need to be more, involved in the process of policy, but I digress. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh, he left.
Woo!
Okay, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
What up?
Are you voting Trump?
Thanks for the ad. I'm voting Trump. I'm voting Trump. Because I feel like he's the best for this country.
How is he the best for this country?
Well, look at the shape this country's in right now. Look at all the illegals over here, the open border that Harrison Biden has allowed all the illegals to come in here.
Can you tell me how they opened the border? Like, what's the policy?
They got the open border policy where they're just letting them come in by the dozens. You see the news just like I do.
So the Open Border Act?
They just let them come in whenever they want. Venezuela's sending over their prisoners and stuff.
What was the change in policy?
I don't remember the change, but I know that when I see on the news where they open them up every day and let them come.
Do you think there's a border crisis right now?
Of course.
Okay, so then did you know that there's actually less border crossings right now than there was the end of Trump's administration? So if there's a border crisis right now, there's a border crisis at the end of Trump.
We're getting 5,000 illegals in every day.
No, that's not true. Not true. So actually right now,
where are you getting your facts at then?
From the Customs and Border Protection. So we're getting anywhere around 1,900 to 2,100 people per day. Okay, and that's overall. That's not even talking about undocumented immigrants. Like only.
And Trump tells the people what the other side won't tell us.
What do you mean, lies?
Yeah.
What? The lies that
conspiratorial bullshit?
Yeah.
Conspiratorial bullshit?
Her whole campaign's built on a lie right now. Talking about her first
what lie?
day. The first day she's going to improve the economy, but when she's with Biden, she's talking about how the economy's great.
Wait, no, they are doing things actively to improve the economy, right? In both scenarios,
the
bipartisan infrastructure. Listen, hey, I understand, but
how's that making?
Listen. Hey, listen.
Costing a lot.
We have larger production right now in the United States of crude oil than any point in American history or of any country ever.
And Trump set that up before he left.
Okay, so not only that. But I would like to say how, but not only that, but it is the case that we had the largest investment in renewable energy ever, which is a substitute for gasoline, which actually would help lower the price of it. But we're getting less oil from other countries around the world. We're getting less oil from Saudi Arabia. We're getting less oil from Russia. We completely cut it off from Russia because the Russia-Ukraine situation and the situation with Saudi Arabia was set up by an agreement set up by Trump that was extended beyond then. So that's what has led to the increase in gas prices, and the increase in the rest of the prices has happened globally. There's been inflation in Africa, Asia, South America, Central America, all around the world. So it's not a uniquely American issue. All right, he's unmuting. Give him a second.
Sorry, I didn't.
You're good. Don't worry.
But I just feel like Trump is the better choice because the policies he's trying to employ, he's trying to take care of our vets. If we can go overseas and fight for this country, we should be able to take care of our people before we do it. Like, they shouldn't be homeless vets.
What's one policy that Trump influenced get passed that was for the veterans last time he was president? Because I can name one that Biden and Harris did, the PACT Act. Nearly $1 billion invested into their health care. What did Trump do?
What do you mean, like in his last term?
Yeah, what did he do for the veterans?
He's trying to get it to where we take care of them better, give them better health care, and give them better
No,
housing.
that's what the Biden-Harris administration did. So how did Trump do that?
No, I haven't seen anything that Biden and Harris and them has done for these
He
veterans.
just told you the Honoring Our Pact Act of 2022.
And how come in my area there's homeless vets out here all the time begging
Well,
for help?
Well, I agree that we should get rid of
They've done
homelessness,
so much
but
help.
who is more
They can't even
likely?
go to the VA
Who is more
center.
likely to listen? Who is more likely to fight and advocate for policies that help people in need?
Trump.
No,
Hey, Trump,
it's
I used to
clearly
hate on
Democrats.
Trump. I used to hate on Trump until I did my own due diligence and researched the man.
So most
He's
of the
actually
tax
still
cuts-
on everything he said he was going to do.
So most of the tax cuts that Trump passed went to people who are rich. So how can you gravel with the fact that it is the case that most people who are affected in a positive manner were rich under the Trump administration, while saying that he's going to help people most in need? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like Billy, like his tax cuts disproportionately affected rich people. What's one thing he did for the low and the middle class that disproportionately benefited
I know
them?
when Trump was in office last time, I saw more on my paycheck.
So actually, you know that we're currently under Trump tax policy?
Currently.
Yeah, we're currently under Trump tax policy still.
I didn't know that part.
So that must be a big issue with Trump.
Yeah, like
Thanks,
dude,
Trump.
Trump increased income inequities. Like he stopped funding to he slim funding to historically black universities. He slim funding to social programs. He wants to further slim funding by disenfranchising the Federal Board of Education. His tax cuts are built for rich people, unlike Kamala Harris's proposed tax cuts that are built for the low and the middle class. Trump is not good if we want to end income inequities. And you made a statement there about the veterans in your area being below that poverty belt, living on the streets, begging for money, being a part of the American
Can't get the
homeless
medicine they
population.
need because it's so high.
They can't get the medicine they need because the prices are so high. But then you turn around and you look at Kamala Harris's tax plan to cap all prescription drug
All the
costs
stuff
for
she's
any
saying in
American
this campaign, Trump already said
to
in
$2,100 to $2,100 per year. She wants to cap all prescription drug prices too. She wants to increase the child tax credit, offer a first home buyer subsidy. She wants to fight for the low and
All right,
middle
how come
class.
she hasn't done all that in these 4 years now?
Because Congress gets together every
And she actually
time
has, like the $35 cap on insulin for seniors.
Trump did that in
She's got
2020.
in. No, actually, that was an executive order that was not enforceable. It was enforceable through the Inflation Reduction Act, which was passed by a tie-breaking vote from Kamala Harris.
No, Trump did that in 2020.
No, non-enforceable.
Bro, Billy, he literally just described this to you. Open your ears. That was embarrassing.
No, I know what I'm talking about. I know the proof that
No, you
I've
don't.
read.
So if you know what you're talking about, how many branches of government are there?
Well, you got the state or the Senate, then you got Congress, and then you got the House. I don't know how many branches there are, but
Yeah.
you
There's
got
4
the
branches
Congress,
so far.
the
Keep
state.
going.
Yep.
You named 4 of the branches so far. What are the other ones?
He said name 3, so I named 4.
I
I don't know all
okay.
the names of them. I'm just saying I know a little bit of what he's asking there, though.
Okay, so you clearly don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. You have your opinion, I have mine. I'm not here.
It's not just my opinion. It's basic fact here. You're right. You clearly
The
don't know what you're
state,
talking
the
about. You don't know.
Senate, the Congress, and the House. The 4
Yeah,
branches
it's so
of
real,
government.
dude. It's the legislative, judicial, and executive.
All right. I didn't know that part, then. My bad.
No,
I
you're
thought
fine.
that-
It's just like it
That's
doesn't make
Congress,
sense for
my
you to be
bad.
like, oh, I'm telling you about all these things, you know?
I'm not trying to convince nobody different. I just know what I know, and I've read what I've read, and I've seen what I've seen.
Apparently, you don't know what you know.
Okay, your opinion, but
No, we just saw it happen. Okay, but Billy, would you vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a woman?
there's no proof of that.
There is. He was held civilly liable.
Where's the proof at?
The medical records, the therapist notes from literally 23 years before filing.
23 years ago?
28 years ago now. It was 23 years before filing.
Oh. I mean, I just find all that fishy that she just comes out when he decides to run for president.
Well,
she
didn't just come out with it then. She told her therapist again in 1996, which is why we have this information.
Like, they wait all these years to come out and talk about it.
No, okay, yeah. So you understand that victims don't come out with things all the time because it is the case that they are scared of like how it's going to
If you
affect
come out
their
when it first
family.
happens, then
They're
it's
scared
more-
about. No, listen.
If you wait that long, then it makes it look suspect.
Listen. No, it doesn't, because it is the case that actually most victims either do not come out or take like decades, if not years, to come out.
Yeah,
So-
like 62% of women who get raped never reported to the authorities in their lifetime. Why should we be blaming one that waited 23 years because of the immense social pressures and scrutiny that she knew was awaiting
Yes.
for her when she did?
And she ended up she also did it because she didn't want to do it because it would have made her lose her job, which she ended up losing her job when she actually came out with this.
Bro, if I knew that I was going to be demonized and turned into a liar monolith of the left and dehumanized beyond all belief by people just like you, Billy, I don't know if I'd ever come out about it. In fact, I'm quite proud of her for saying anything at all because of the social backlash that she has received.
Well, I
you
guess I
cannot
was
sit here
brought
and
up
tell
here.
me that it is
If somebody did
suspicious
wrong
that
by
she
me,
waited
I
so long, then turn around and look at the millions of American voters and citizens who have
If somebody
turned her
did
into
something to
the
me, I'm not going to
enemy.
wait 28 years to speak on it. I'm going to come out and speak on it when it's fresh, so it can be addressed then. I'm not going to wait that long.
Okay, so you're going to use your hypothetical
I get
experiences of
that
what you
it's-
would
it's a
do.
process
One
to
second,
it all.
Billy. No way you're telling us that you're going to use your hypothetical experiences of how you think you would react if you were raped to devalue.
You can't
and
sit
belittle
there and
the
say my
experiences of
hypothetical
others.
because you don't know me. I could be speaking from experience. You don't know that. I just stated an opinion. That's all. But
Again,
you don't
no,
know if I'm
even
speaking from
yeah.
facts or
So
not.
even if it is the case, again, all we're saying is that I appreciate the convey. Thank you so much. All we're saying is that you shouldn't use your experience to dispute the experiences of other people, especially when most are this, right? So, I just don't understand why you're victim blaming here.
I didn't victim
Saying-
blame.
yeah, no, you're saying that because she didn't come out earlier.
Waited so long.
You're saying because she didn't come out earlier, that somehow would make her story invalid, which I think is ridiculous.
I didn't say that.
Appreciate that mustache. Thank you so much. Okay, so then is it a valid story still?
Huh?
Is it valid?
Is it valid? I never said it wasn't valid.
Is it valid?
They did her wrong.
Mama
they
J,
did
thank
her
this
wrong.
description.
So
Coach,
do you
thank you. I
think
appreciate
do you think that E. Jean Carroll's a victim of rape and that Donald Trump is a rapist?
I don't think he's a rapist, no.
Okay, so you do think that it's invalid.
No, I didn't say it was invalid. I just don't think he's a rapist. I think there's more to that story that we don't know.
Okay, do you see how those claims are contradictory with one another though? Because you can't say that E. Jean Carroll's claims were valid and Donald Trump had raped her while also saying that Donald Trump is not a rapist. Because in saying that the claim that E. Jean Carroll is truthful and valid would necessarily imply that Donald Trump is a rapist.
Like I said, there's probably more to that story than any of us know. He could have been paying her and decided to stop, and that's why she spoke up. We don't know.
What? Dude, you literally you're just assuming it's false. So, would you vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a child?
Hell no.
So why would you vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a woman, but you wouldn't vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a child?
Did you just hear your statement?
Yeah, I did.
It's a child.
Again, I think